I'm sitting and thinking to myself, we live in such an easy world today. So easy that you as a man became weak. You became soft. If you don't know one single name from your ancestors, then by definition, you come from a bloodline of losers. If you're dating in today's day and age, and you're not dating for marriage and having children, you're making a big mistake. There's no need to date. Look, dating takes up all of your time and costs you money, and you just want the end results, which is sleeping with the other person. So in that case, it's way cheaper to go with a prostitute. And always remember, never fear fear, become fear, so fear himself will fear you.
Well, guys, it looks like that this downright clown show that we call the Alpha Male Universe is just continuing to go on with a whole load of horseshit, because we are naturally back once again with the one and only bend over Azoulay, who is continuing his spree of pure and utter bullshit and is just continuing to spam out new content in the hopes of trying to remodel his image and to gain as much clout as he possibly can so that he can try to escape the brand that he has built for himself as essentially being a PDF file. And the last time we talked about this straight up goober right here, we watched him declare that he apparently was taking a fight against Gypsy Crusader before he then decided to go to good old Home Depot and get his ass whooped by a couple of paving bricks.
No brick left behind. Just remember that.
And seeing as he couldn't even take on a single fucking brick, everyone basically expected this to be some downright bullshit and for him to not actually be fighting and for a contract to not even exist. But surprisingly, after my video came out, Gypsy Crusader ended up making a response to it where he stated that there was a contract available and that the fight was actually a real thing that should be happening. So the battle of the lolcows right here seems like it might genuinely be a thing as long as Bendover doesn't get scared and end up pulling out of it.
We got to fight. I signed the contract last night. We're seeing if the Hike Jew that I'm supposed to fight is going to sign it. We're waiting to find out. If he signs, which I'm sure he will, because he is an arrogant fucking moron, we will be fighting July 25th in Nashville, Tennessee. So, little quick announcement. I'm ready. I'm the best shape I've ever been in, and I am ready to go. And I am gonna lay that fucking piece of shit out. So, his name is King Azoulay. Sounds like a African name. He loves though. He loves them. So, anyways, let's see what happens. Who's promoting it? They are called Dark Side Boxing. Okay.
And as I am sure that you can clearly tell, Bendover really did his best to find somebody that could be considered a worse human being than he is. And he did his very best to try to find the worst possible person to actually fight, so that for once, somebody might consider him to be the good guy in the fight. And apparently, the fight is going to go through an organization called Dark Side Boxing, which Bubba has already pointed out apparently has a gambling sponsor, so it seems that Bendover is already abandoning all of his morals and all of those claims that he would never promote gambling.
Tell you, I just received 2 different deals to pay me between $250,000 to $500,000 a month. I don't know if I want to share it. I wasn't planning on sharing that, but they want me to show like I'm gambling. And I told them it's not my
Devil
value.
is playing.
I told him it's not my values. I never gambled in my life.
Yes.
And on top of this, it seems he also got a confidence boost, and on the side, he has even been promoting gambling, basically on his own Instagram page, and was showing what he claimed to be his first gambling experience. So I guess this guy just decided to say fuck it and just get a jump start on it before the fight even takes place when it comes to promoting this shit. And that money must have really been speaking to him, considering that he's only getting $1,000 a month from his mommy, so any type of extra money had him abandoning his morals really damn quick.
I never gambled before.
I'm down 2K to him, but I think today's the day where I defeat him.
So what are the tables?
We're past him, bro. Did you have fun at the blackjack table?
It wasn't bad.
I can't believe it was your first time. My first time yesterday was
I sat with people who play. I just didn't play.
We won.
We won. Yeah, you came up like 7 huh?
Yeah, not bad.
That's good.
And you gotta love how he's out here pretending like he's never been in a casino before, and he's acting as if he doesn't know what a blackjack table looks like or where they're at, when not too long ago he was trying to flex how he was playing blackjack with Dana White, so you already know that it's him trying to look good while also just promoting gambling. And it's not the only bullshit that he has just been out here spam posting, where he's trying to manipulate his image and he's trying to be the good guy and make Gypsy Crusader the bad guy so that he can somehow save his reputation that he himself ended up destroying. And in a lot of these posts, it's just him saying some basic shit where he's trying to be relatable. Like one where he's washing his car claiming that he's just a poor man with money, when we know that the only thing about that that's true is him being a poor man, considering John Bravo exposed him for having no money. And in others, he's actually trying to promote a somewhat good message, like avoiding drugs at all costs. But it's just the right message delivered by the wrong goober, because even in these, he just can't help but to make up some pure and utter horse shit so that he can somehow seem cool. And I don't even know why he does this to himself.
My boys 2 weeks ago, they went to Colombia and they took some girls back to the room. The girls drugged them. But when they drugged them, they used their faces to open up their phones, so the facial recognition, and then to go on their apps where they have stock, crypto, and bank accounts, and transferred like $300K from their bank account to other accounts. And what you that, the bank took care of, reimbursed them, but the stocks and the crypto is gone. Like, these are thieves on another level. These are not like I stole a couple $100 from your wallet kind of shit. But this one, she seems like she was becoming a professional.
And you know, I don't even know why he has to do this. Why can't this guy just say, hey guys, don't do drugs, they're bad? Why do we have to create some elaborate bullshit story about going to Colombia and your boys getting drugged and losing their stocks in crypto, and just giving us this rigmarole of horse shit that we all know you're making up? Like, nobody is buying this shit. We all know that you can't even afford to go to Colombia, much less your buddies, who are probably just as broke. And after this, he then decided that he was really still feeling himself, and he went onto YouTube and uploaded a little motivational video stating that it will change your life, where he attempted to continue to play the role of being the good guy, and he is now apparently trying to be this motivational speaker, even though the only reputation he has is being a goober who constantly lies and makes shit up like you just saw. And of course the video was just goofier than shit.
I'm sitting and thinking to myself, we live in such an easy world today. So easy that you as a man became weak. You became soft. And that is why so many men are in pain today. They are suffering because they're afraid of going through the suffering. A man who fears suffering is already suffering from what he fears. You have to understand that every man in history that you've ever heard of went through the pain. He went through the pressure. Do you think everything that I have just came and fell to me right out of the sky? Do you think I didn't have to wake up every single morning at 3 a.m., jump in the ice, get 3 workouts a day, be on a damn diet, eat a shitty steak and a few eggs, calorie deficit, suffering, starving myself, getting inside the gym, putting on myself so much pressure? But what does pressure do? Men, we're like diamonds. We thrive under pressure. We die under comfort. Every single man in history that you've heard of, every king, every emperor, every leader, they went through the pressure. They loved the chaos. They loved the pain. They loved everything that they went through. They could have just had a normal life. But Alexander the Great didn't want to have a normal life. He told everybody that he was a demigod, that he was coming for everyone. Alexander the Great started at the age of 16 when he went to his first battle, his first war.
And I think that this fucking clown actually thinks that he is like Alexander the Great because he hopped on the internet, started making a whole lot of bullshit up, and has now agreed to a boxing match with another random lolcow on the internet. Like, he is so serious right now because you already know that he thinks that he's already a demigod, as we have seen in my other videos where this guy has claimed that he's the Messiah and quite literally claimed he was half God. But just by the way he's talking about this, he's like comparing himself to Alexander the fucking Great. And on top of all of this, you gotta love how right before doing so, he's kind of throwing himself a little pity party about all the hard shit he had to do, and somehow even made eating a steak sound like a bad thing, which I have to say is a brand new one. Normally steak is one of the, more expensive things to be eating, but apparently to him it's disgusting and it's a struggle, and it's all already so ridiculous. But we are just getting started with the delusion and with what he considers to be the thoughts and the motivation of a downright badass.
You today, as a man, you're 30 years old and you don't know what the fuck you're going to do tomorrow morning. Ask yourself this. Are you truly happy? Are you truly happy? And are you at peace? Because as a man, you don't want to be at peace. You want to be at constant war. When I look at my ancestors, like King Solomon, King David went to fight Goliath. He didn't back down. He went, he fought him, and he beat him to become a king. You think King Solomon didn't have pressure on him? He could have settled for 10 wives, but he wanted 1,000. And you think he didn't find out that his 997th wife was cheating on him with another general at another kingdom? And he had to get on his fucking horse and ride all the way over there with his boys and go annihilate whatever general that was and take back his wife to his kingdom. And he had a bunch of children running around where he didn't even remember their names. And he would wake up and had a stomachache, and the whole world was trying to tear down his kingdom and take away his wealth. And God was staring down at him like, what the f*** are you doing? You think he didn't have all that? He did. But men who love the pressure are men that you will always know about. Most men today are just travelers. They travel through the earth. You don't know who they are. You'll never know their existence. If you don't know one single name from your ancestors, then by definition, you come from a bloodline of losers. It is time for you to break the cycle.
And I'm gonna be honest, I don't have a single fucking clue what he was talking about for half of that, where he's talking about King David, which it always somehow comes back to, because in his mind, he's the new King David. And he's just yapping about how he was under pressure because he was trying to have 1,000 wives. Like, that's not something he brought onto himself for no reason. And he then evolves into, instead of just calling you a loser, just calling your entire bloodline a loser, and just yapping on more with what he thinks is motivation, when in reality, it's just goofier than shit. It's just the ramblings of a dipshit who's sitting in his car in the dark while trying to look as cool as possible.
It is time for you to stand up as a man and say, it's either going to be me, or my kids are going to go through this, or my grandkids are going to go through this. But somebody's going to have to go through this. And why wouldn't it be you? Why wouldn't it be you that want to step up and say, I'll go through the pain. I'll go through the pressure. Why do I, as King Azoulay, one of the most influential humans in the world today, still get up every single morning and get to work, sitting here making this video for you, so you will do better in your life? You see, life doesn't cut it for me. We're just having some money, a Rolls Royce, an AP, and traveling the world, taking private jets and sitting on a yacht. For me, that's not life. That is just part of life. That is just a complete reflection of my internal hard work, the work that I have done on myself. And if you want to grow your own kingdom, and if you want to become a king, you have to learn to love the constant war that is happening around you and inside of you. And you have to harness it. You have to conquer yourself. And always remember, never fear fear. Become fear. So fear himself will fear you.
And you gotta love the little ending there as he brings his hands together like he just dropped some straight up wisdom after reciting his goofy ass little new catchphrase. And it's just full on delusion, because right in the middle of it, he just had to try to make the completely bullshit claim that he is one of the most influential people on the internet now, and how he's changing his bloodline, when in reality, the only thing he has changed for his bloodline is he has linked the name Azoulay with being a rapist. And this isn't the only video that he decided to drop where he's trying to, be motivational and it just goes completely south because it is the wrong guy trying to deliver the right message at times. And he also dropped this video right here where he was trying to reinforce people not just dating to waste time, but instead to marry. But it just ends up sounding like he's trying to promote them paying for sex.
If you're dating in today's day and age and you're not dating for marriage and having children, you're making a big mistake. There's no need to date. Look, dating takes up all of your time and costs you money, and you just want the end results, which is sleeping with the other person. So in that case, it's way cheaper to go with a prostitute. She charges you $200 to $300 an hour. She comes and she gets the job done. No headache, no getting to know her, no having to go on different dates, no having to speak to her throughout the day. She doesn't consume any of your time. And these girls you're dating, you're not even really interested in them. So why invest?
And then after just leading off with what had to be one of the worst intros into his little message that he possibly could, he then just starts yapping on about how he wishes he would have dated women who wanted to have children so that he could have 10 little bend-over assholes running around and copying everything he does.
The one thing that I regret in my life, and I have here on the side says, I live my life with no regrets, is dating women that didn't want to have children, because I could have probably had 10 by now. So if you're a man out there, you should want to continue your legacy by having a bunch of children.
So yeah, it's just a whole lot of goofiness and a whole lot of him doing any repairs he can to his image. And it's just a huge ass confidence boost that he ended up getting after actually agreeing to take on a fight and after actually trying to fulfill his imaginary dreams of being a fighter. And I have a feeling he's going to continue to just get more and more ridiculous as this goes on. And we of course are going to flame the ever-living shit out of him as we continue to watch the shit show take place. But with that said, that's enough of this clown for one day. So if you enjoyed, please drop a sub and a like and join the Saints Mafia where we are flaming this complete dipshit. And I'm out. Watching Bend Over Azoulay continue to look stupid. And peace.
Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Today is the 5th Father's Day I did not get to spend with my son. I want to tell you guys something. If you're a father out there and you have your children, go give them a big hug. Go show them love. Because we never know when will be the last time we might see each other. Now, it's a difficult day for me today because I wish I could hug my son, look at him, and be so proud. But I can't do that. I can't even give him a call. I can't even see him on Zoom. A lot of times people take things for granted. I never do. Every single moment I have, I spend it with my loved ones. There was about 7 years I didn't speak to my father, because my father was difficult with me. And I could tell you that there's nothing in the world that feels worse than losing somebody you love, even when you don't speak to them, because in a way you have to mourn them. You don't see them anymore. And I can't wait for the day that I have a bunch of children running around. I'd like to have as many children as I could have. And God willing, this year, I will find the right woman to bring me not one and not two, but as many as Hashem will bless us with. Want to have 10, 15, 20, as many.